I guess the first thing I should say is welcome to 2019, and welcome back if you're back, and just welcome if you're not back. I'm Emily, your host and the creator of this bullet journal, which I'm gonna just flip through today. I know I haven't done a lot of things this year, but this is one thing I have done for the whole year. These are just a bunch of stickers that I've collected, and I just pointed them out. Oh yeah, I got my rings this year, and I got it from that company, Dixie. And I have a picture in there with Cheyenne Barton. I think I pointed to that first, and she's one of the huge bullet journal people on YouTube and Instagram and stuff, and she's really cool and a big inspiration, and you'll see that very soon. So other things I have in here is just stickers, tiny mementos from the year. I like to have the front and back covers just be full of nonsense and just kind of like keep it as memories. So that's why I have like the stickers from my computer that I finally took off, or the 903 sticker from a bar I went to with friends. And then this is just the table that I didn't use. And then this is the first official page I did in my bullet journal for the year. I thought it was super crafty and super Edgar Allan Poe, and I was so awesome. And I'm really grateful that I have water with me because I am not ready to talk for as long as I'm about to talk for. Okay, so this is my future log. If you've ever done a bullet journal, you know that one of the biggest things that people do is a future log. You write down all the calendar bits and all the dates that you're supposed to have already done, and I never used it. I'm probably just gonna do a brain dump next year of just all the dates at once, because honestly, it's so much easier just to put it in your phone or like a Google Calendar. And the other part on there is gonna be a budget template that I made that I had used the year before, so it's not filled out. And that's why it's not filled out. I also kind of stopped using that since I've started to know approximately the percentages I have left over. So there's that. It's generally pretty useful. This is going to be my books read for the year. I definitely put an excessive amount of space for some of those months, but you know, grad school and stuff, and starting books and not finishing them, it kind of makes your stats look really sad. So this is my legitimate stats page. I have stuff about genres, how many books I wanted to read for the year, when I reached my goal, stuff about page numbers. Honestly, all this stuff is really fun to look at by the end of the year, and all these pages with little tabs are things that I was going to revisit and like update a lot. So tabs are your best friend here. This is actually my YouTube and Instagram stats. It has my follower counts. I really messed up on doing the graph here. What was on the y-axis should have been on the x-axis, so everything looks real wonky. The other side was my plans for YouTube. This one is actually something that I changed later. It's about important dates for my school classes and like my day schedule and how I could fit stuff around. I ended up doing this by 4 months in the end and just sort of set it up as my future log. I think you'll be able to see that later, but it's way more useful that way. This was my first official monthly spread. This is super Cheyenne Barton inspo. I would ride and die for that girl. She is majestic. And so this is just a bunch of washi tapes, little doodles. I tried to do the flowers and stuff she does, and then you get to this page, and this was my I desperately needed a bullet journal and just needed to throw information down on a page, because I had a bullet journal the year before and I loved it, and then I got real stressed out when at the beginning of the year I did not have a bullet journal. But this is the first official like cutesy spread, and this is the next one. I just started to do the dates and what day it was, and I would draw little things next to it that I did. This is actually my reading schedules, which really helpful. If you're in classes, it's really helpful to just go through and write down everything you have to do for each week, especially in college. Just do it. And then this is just a weekend spread. I went to Carrollton in Texas, which has a really large like Asian American population, and it was a really crazy experience because as a super white person going somewhere and like being noticeably out of place was such a humbling experience, and every single white person should have to do it. It should be mandatory. Anyway, so this is my February spread. I tried to be artsy and cute, drew some more stuff, ripped pages out of a free book I got, and It was nice. It worked out for the most part. It was a real weird feeling. This is my next YouTube spread. I had way too much room for whatever I was attempting to do. This is the one I had my thriller vlogs on. So if you haven't seen my thriller vlogs, it's some of my only readathon vlogs / probably my only readathon vlogs. Obviously, that spread was way too big. I ended up condensing it. You'll see that later. And so, as you can tell, a lot of these weekly spreads are kind of the same. Because once you get into a groove that you really like, you kind of just stick with it. I had a lot of just writing the day and writing the date, just nice, with color, and then doing different bullet points for whatever I had to do for work, whatever I had to do for school, what I had to do for just regular life stuff. And then I liked writing little tidbits about my day. Next year, I'll probably do more actual journal pages, which you'll see later. But yeah, I've filled in a couple of these pages just with lyrics because I feel really bad about leaving so much white space, which happens a lot in this. And it just gives me white space anxiety, so I filled it up with Lorde lyrics and John Steinbeck quotes. This is probably one of my favorite spreads I have. It is so pretty. I just love it so much. I'm unabashedly happy about it. Like the flowers. This is probably around the time that I went to spring break. Yeah. So I tried to do something a little bit different, and I didn't actually make a spread for this because I just went to a lake house with friends. So I just wrote things down. This is where I tried to follow one of my friend's ideas. She has it more structured and set up and broken apart for days. And then I decided, hey, I'll just make diagonal lines. Honestly, terrible decision. Don't follow my footsteps. This was a bad idea. Nothing fit. And then I kind of changed over to just doing these little chunks, which worked. It worked for the most part. It was very useful for mostly just doing tasks and stuff. This one was another like artsy. I like this spread. I'm not gonna lie to you. I like the dark colors and yellow. It's fun. I think that's one of my favorite parts about doing a bullet journal is just having the ability to sit down if you have time and just making some bullshit. Here's another YouTube spread. This is one that I definitely messed up, like writing the dates for, and I kind of, there I showed my hand gestures. I really tried to, like, when I was filming this, I filmed it on a different day. I was really trying to think about what I wanted to say during this and just sort of gesture wildly about my thoughts. Luckily, I wasn't saying anything out loud because then it would be really weird because cats and people can hear me. But anyway, this is me back on my, my little column bullshit. This one was a really dumb spread. I think this was about the time that I was in a class. I think it was like my Maymester class, so I definitely did a bunch of spreads ahead of time. Oh, no, just kidding. This is May. I am just stupid. See, this is the white space I'm talking about. I really hate it. It really grinds my gears that I wasted space, but I think that's just like part of my childhood, like coming back to haunt me. Here it is again. I always try to do like healthy foods or workout routines, and it never worked out for me. But this is my YouTube schedule. I finally got it down to something I thought was cute and nice. And these are the spreads I thought I was talking about before. So for this month, because I had a bunch, oh yeah, that's secret. That should be secret. That's a video I tried to film and I never edited because I'm a trash human being. But we can just skip that. So these spreads with like the columns in the corners and then just everything mushed everywhere else, that was something I just did ahead of time because I didn't have time, and I knew I was going to not have time because I was going to do a whole entire class for the month of May outside of whatever class was at the beginning of May. So I just kind of did everything ahead of time, did things more for utility versus creative outlet. Oh yeah, I had a sticky note in it because I was supposed to go back to it, but no, I never went back to write in books that I didn't finish and books that I wanted to buy because honestly, I don't need to put that effort in. I can just remember or not, and then nothing really happens to my life if I don't remember. But anyway, this is when I started to move into one-page monthly spreads. Utilize limited space. This is got kitty stickers going on. Honestly, it's really hard to see this from where I'm sitting. So this is when I was actually starting to move in the summer. Aw, that was a nice time. I gotta get out of my really terrible apartment and move into my much less terrible apartment. And so that's actually the layout of my apartment. I was so excited to move. I planned everything down to a T, trying to figure out what furniture needed to go where. I was beyond stoked, and I still have a huge empty wall behind my bed because I don't know. But anyway, this is when I was planning out the direction my windows went so I could figure out where all my plants needed to go. If you think you have a plant obsession, rest assured you do not if you have not planned out the directions of your new windows. I have nothing to go for that. But this is when I just, I had a Friday the 13th little special guy going on. But honestly, a lot of these, especially in the summer, I just went with the formula that I had. And I thought it got kind of boring, but people would always ask me at work to show them what I've done. And that kind of felt really bad whenever I didn't have some cool, crazy thing like this stupid diagonal page to be like, yeah, look, this is what I'm trying out. So, yeah. Oh, this is one of those journal pages that I was talking about. You don't have to read it. It's definitely me being an emo child. So, there you go. You know what it says. This is more being super emo about life. And then this is a page about how to get vegetables. You know what? I just go back and forth. I'm just emo child, trying to be healthy. It's a lot. It's a lot going on here. More emo child. Might just be nice. I don't know. But this is just more of the same, my dudes. So, my favorite thing about doing the bullet journal is doing stuff like this. So the drawings and everything like that. This is one of the spreads that got me revamped for trying to be creative with this. Rather than just having nonsense, I got to do fun stuff. And this is me being super anal about my time because I got really existential about how much time a full-time job in grad school sucks from your life. And it got real sad. And then I just went back to drawing cute pictures and writing about my week and figuring out what I needed to do. This is when my expense calendar came in, which was a trip. I definitely got to see how much money I really did not need to be spending. And then more cute little bees. I drew lots of cute bees. I was very proud of these bees, especially one that's upside down with little feet. I was just like, wow. Van Gogh who? Oh, this is the spread I was talking about where I did all my school assignments and broke it down by months. So I had each class be a different color, and then I just highlighted the days, and then the gray parts were just normal everyday things that I needed to do, like birthdays or events. And so this is in the next month, September. I thought I was super artsy with all my colors. I was like, wow, I'm so amazing. Half of it was a mistake, but I'm amazing. This is when I tried to do another habit tracker with those 4 columns. It was a mess. I'm not really good at tracking things. This is when I tried to be even more anal than before making my columns, and I broke it up by days, and I was supposed to do it way better than I did. It just made me very tense because I had blank spots and I felt like I needed to fill them in. So this is one of my favorite motifs to do, was these dumb little lights hanging down. They make you feel so artsy when you do them. Honestly, I recommend trying it. Even if you don't do a bullet journal, just start drawing little lights everywhere. It makes you feel so great. So let's see, where are we at here? I've been just talking about lights. Oh, so we're in October. So this is when I kind of started to fall off with making my expense stuff. I'm starting to get real sad about how much I was spending on my cat's bills. And I decided, you know what? I understand that I need to stop spending so much money. But at this point, is writing it all out really gonna stop me from spending so much money on my cat's mouth problems? No, not really. So this is a lot of fun little haunted motifs. There's my really bad drawing of a cat on a broom. I thought I could do it since I did it on the monthly page, and I had the cat really cute. I could not do it again. That was something that could not be replicated. So, let's see, I think we're still in... Oh yeah, I tried to do a water tracker. I try so hard to do trackers, and I never track things. When will I learn? Or will 2019 be the year that I actually do trackers? Who's to say? Also, I voted at this point. Got my heart broken as well immediately after, but that's fine. It's okay if we got the Zodiac Killer rather than Beto, it's fine. It's totally fine. I'm not sad about anything. I was also trying to show you a bunch of stuff about NaNoWriMo and how I was planning to be prepared for NaNoWriMo, like that column over there. And then this random page that I had for a Stephen King quote, because I was like, I want to have everything start on one page. Blah. Yeah, I make bad decisions. So this is my November one. I tried really hard to just have my calendar so I could see when I needed to do things. I had a word count goal. I had all those like circles empty so that every day I could come back here, which I think there's a little tab somewhere that I could always remember to come back. Yeah. And then at the bottom I had like goals and what my word count would be, and I was gonna get pizza rolls if I hit 30,000, and I made like 26,000, and that's whatever. That's life. So in here I kept trying to do like the similar kind of spread idea as I did with my Maymester, where I kind of just had everything be the same, nothing too out there, no crazy things, so that I could literally just write down the tasks I needed to do and get them done, have a tiny inspirational quote about writing, and hopefully actually write. Honestly, it wasn't bad. I didn't do as much writing as I wanted to, and it kind of was because at like the 7th I went to a 21 Pilots concert for free, and because I went with a friend and she had extra tickets, and that kind of marked my downfall, honestly. But that's my Thanksgiving spread. I was actually really proud of that, even though it was not like a huge deal. I still liked it. So over here is the end of the month for November, when I super knew I was gonna fail NaNoWriMo. Kind of hated that, but I wrote this nice little thing. Not nice, because it was kind of like a reality check about working on writing and what I learned from NaNoWriMo, and I thought it was pretty nice. This is just some kind of, those pages were just for a class. I had to do a story journal for my storytelling class, and I just decided to write in here. I had extra pages, so why not? This is my language goals, and this was my classics books reading goals for this month for December. I haven't filled that one out at this point, but I did read Pride and Prejudice. So did I fail? Kind of, but I got one classic read, so we cool. And here we are at December. I just have my little goals for the end of the year, what I need to think about, what I need to, ponder and figure out, since we're coming on this next year, and I like to have a nice leaf turned over. Also, back on my little lamp bullshit. This is a bigger version of a tracker, and I liked it until I forgot about it. And then I didn't want to have to go back and remember it, so that kind of sucked. This is where I was doing my grocery list in Spanish and in English, because I'm trying to learn Spanish, because it's really helpful to know Spanish. And then this is my favorite spread, probably, that I did. Ignore the fact that I definitely misspelled Tolkien. That's fine. I honestly wasn't thinking people would see this, but here I am, showing people willingly. It's fine. And this was my Spanish word of the day from SpanishDict.com. Neil still needs to fill it out. And so here I am pointing out how great and confused I was trying to put all the days in Spanish, because I start my journal spreads on a weird day, and it really threw me for a loop. And then these are the extra things that I'm doing currently, and all the blank pages I have at the end. So that is my 2018 bullet journal. Thank you for watching. I will try to fill out those last pages, because I have a tradition with myself to just write about my thoughts on the last day of the year and just kind of fill out the rest of my journal that way. But yeah, super sentimental. I hope you had a great 2018, and if you didn't, then I hope your 2019 is 100 times better, because you know what? You deserve it. And so, this is me signing off, so have a great day.